guys, it's Sarah, and today, very excited, we are going to do our next round of the I Was So Excited book haul revisit. Now, this is a series that I'm doing where I am revisiting some of my older book hauls, and I'm seeing what I hauled and seeing which ones I was the most excited about. And if I haven't read those yet, I pick one of those books or whichever one that I haven't read yet that I was the most excited in that video, and then I read it. And then we'll do another round after that. So this is kind of getting me to remember what I've hauled, number one, and number two, start picking some of those up because a lot of them are still on my shelves. So I kind of picked 2020, I think, is the year that we're revisiting, and just gonna keep on going from here. But for the last round, the book that I picked that was so intimidating to me was Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. This was definitely the one I was most excited about in that video. I had pre-ordered it. I was so excited. But I just read it. You guys, this book was phenomenal. I loved it. Now, I will say, the first 60 pages, I wasn't sure because I did not like the main character, Bryce, at first. She's a party girl. She was just being dumb. And I was just like, I'm not going to be able to do this for 800 pages if she's like this the entire time. So I was talking to my friend Brittany from Rescues and Reads because she was pushing me to read this one. I was talking to her about it and she was like, keep going, Sarah. I was like, okay, fine. And I'm not kidding you. Like, whoa. It was just, I hit a point where I went, okay, I'm in. I'm 100% in. And I was in for the rest of the 740 pages of this book. And I did not want to put it down. It was fantastic. So this is a high fantasy adult book from Sarah J. Maas, the first in a series. And we are following Bryce, who is living in Crescent City. And she is a half fae, half human, and she is dealing with a big loss in her life that really just completely changes everything for her. And I don't want to say too much because I went into this one really, really blind, and I feel like that's the best way to do it. So if you're interested in this, I just don't want to say much. You could find millions of videos about this book and about this series if you want to actually know a little bit more. I personally am really glad I went to it really blind because I didn't have any idea what I was in for, and I thought that was the best way to experience it. So I'm just going to leave it there, but it was 5 stars and my favorite of the year so far. I'll leave that right there too. All right, so let's do our next round. I believe my next video that I had saved to do this was a Book List Thursday one, and it was a Lindsay Made Me Do It book outlet order. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So I'm excited about this. All right. Yep. That's exactly what it is. So that's exciting. And let's see what Lindsay convinced me to buy it. I think that's what this is. Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today's Book List Thursday. This is a video series I do with my friend Lindsay over at Lindsay's Little Library. And every Thursday we bring you some sort of list or book topic that we feel like talking about. And this week, we're doing something fun. Okay, so we were talking one day. We talk every day. We were talking one day, and I had talked about how I was looking at Book Outlet, and I was going through some things, and they were having a sale and blah, blah, blah. And then she sent me a message back later on in the day, and she's like, I'm looking at Book Outlet. I completely blame you. And so we ended up both putting in Book Outlet orders at the same time. And so we thought it would be kind of fun to kind of turn that into a book list haul and just blame each other, because we 1000% encouraged each other to go shopping on Book Outlet. So okay, yeah. This is going to be a I Blame Lindsay book haul. She's going to have an I Blame Sarah book haul up today. So that's going to be fun. Now, I do have I have 4 books here that did not come from Book Outlet, but they did come into my house this month. So I'm going to. Okay, so the first one here was sent to me from the publisher, and that is The Safe Place. This is by Anna Downs, and it goes on sale July 14th. So okay. This is going. I have not read that yet. I don't think that was one that I was super excited about. So yeah, but I have not read that. It is still downstairs on my cart though.
Okay, and then I got a surprise box. I got a surprise box from Jenna. She's one of my subscribers, and she sent me 2 different books. Actually, one is for me, one is for Kaylin. So I'll show you the one for me first. So what she sent along was she saw this on my wish list, and she says that it's one of her favorite series. She really liked it, so she went ahead and sent me a copy of this, and that is Inkheart, and this is by Cornelia Flunk.
Okay, I still have Inkheart, definitely, sitting on my cart. I'm looking at it right now. Definitely still have that one. So yeah, I don't seem excited yet about anything, so let's see.
Okay, and then I did buy one thing off of Amazon for myself. I treated myself one day. No rhyme or reason. I've been wanting this book for a very long time, and I finally just decided to get it. And that is a Firefly book. This is called Big Damn Hero.
Okay. I read that book. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It is a series. I'm not going to continue the series, but I did enjoy that book. It felt like an episode of Firefly, which is exactly what it should feel like. And I am going to keep that one because I do love Firefly, and hello, Nathan Fillion on the cover, but I'm not going to continue and read the rest of the books. I don't feel like I need to, but yeah, so I have read that one.
Okay, so those are books that came outside of my book outlet box. Now I will go into my book outlet box and show you what I got. This is what I'm blaming on Lindsay. There's 7 of them. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right, so let's piggyback off of the Firefly book because I also found book number 2, and this was on book outlet. Book number 1 was not on book outlet. I couldn't find it, but
all right, so I have unhauled that one just because I don't feel the need to read it. So there's that.
I found a book. This is a fantasy book. I believe it's a young adult, and it's one that I have had my eye on for a while. And I just wasn't, I don't know. Something kept me from picking it up because I wasn't quite sure. I'd heard mixed things and I just wasn't sure. But Elliot Brooks actually is the one who kind of made me go, okay, I'm going to add that to my cart. And I added it finally. But she read this and she really enjoyed it. And she did say, you know, I can understand why people didn't like it, but because it's a slow burn, it's not super action packed. It's very character driven. But she loved it. So I went ahead and I picked it up.
This is.
And that is The Queens of Innis Lear. And this is by Tessa Gratton. Yeah. So $3, 3 daughters, 1 throne, all out war. I don't fully know the premise of this, but I know that it does follow 3 sisters and they're all vying for the throne of their kingdom somehow. And I don't know if it's something where they have to, I don't know if they have to battle to the death. I don't think so. I think that's 3 Dark Crowns. But something like that's going to be happening in here. And then when it came, oh my gosh, it's the oversized paperback that I love and it's chunky. And I'm like, yes, please. So when I do pick this up, I'm just going to need to go in not expecting to just, you know, it'll probably be something that I read a little bit slower and, you know, all that stuff. So as long as I'm prepared for that, I think I'm going to really enjoy this.
Okay.
So yeah.
I haven't read that one yet. I do still have it. I don't sound excited at all for anything right now. I'm very just like monotone and stoic and like, I'm not very expressive. It also seems like maybe I didn't feel very good because I was kind of clearing my throat a whole lot. So there, I could have like been not feeling well, but yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, so far there's 3 books I have not read yet, but I don't seem excited about anything. So I haven't even said that word yet. I don't know.
Another one that I grabbed is one that has been on my wish list for quite a while. I really, really want to read this, and I finally just picked it up. And that is At the Wolf's Table. And this is by Rosella Postorino.
I read that and I did not like it at all. I gave it 2 stars. Yeah, I did not like that book. I got excited for a second. I was like, ooh, I really, really want to read it. And I did. And I didn't like it. So, yeah, no.
All right, getting back into the fantasy mode. I don't know if these are young adult or if these are adult fantasy. I'm not quite sure, but I did get the first 2 books in this series. And the first one is The Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons. This is book number 1, and book number 2 is The Name of All Things. So
I DNF'd. What is it? The Ruin of Kings. I DNF'd because I was so confused. I made it halfway through the book. And I just sat there going, I have no idea what's going on. I could not follow it. It was too much for me. There are people who absolutely love that series, and I'm glad that they could follow it because I could not. Like, it was so just confusing is the best way I can describe it. I could not follow it. It was really weird. So yeah, just no. So don't have either of those two.
This is Elusive. This is by Emily Lloyd-Jones. She wrote The Hearts We Sold, which I read and loved. And then she also wrote The Bone Houses, which I pre-ordered and I haven't read yet. But I've heard amazing things about that one. This one was published quite a while ago, so this is one of her older books. And I've actually heard good things about this one. I want to say Emma from Emma Books read this and really loved it. And it was one of those things where she just picked it up randomly. She had never heard of it, and it was a surprise to her. So I've had it on my wish list for a while. And then when I did read one of her books and loved it, I was like, I want to read more from her. So I added this for sure. So there's this one. And then there's also a sequel called Deceptive, which was not on Book Outlet at the time when I placed this order. So I'm going to keep my eye out for that one. But I figured I would go ahead and get this. And I don't know let's see. Okay, this is like a superhero type thing. So there was an experimental vaccine that kind of, they were experimenting and then things happened that they weren't expecting. A small percentage of the population ended up getting superhuman powers because of it. And I think that they are using those powers to become criminals. Basically, they're using them to get away with some things. So,
okay.
Yeah,
I'm not excited at all, you guys. I still have that book. It's still downstairs. So yeah, I have options, but I am not excited about anything. This is a weird one. Oh, well, I said excited. Okay, there's that.
A book that I have heard really, really good things about is The Grace Year, and this is by Kim Liggett. And this one, I believe, is something where women are sent away for a year for some sort of reason. Maybe they come of age or something like that. I don't fully know. But I've heard really, really good things from almost anyone who's read it. They have said, like, this is amazing. Loved it, blah, blah, blah. So
love that.
I added it and I loved it.
Okay. I have not read that one either. I still have it. That cover just kills me every time I look at it. It's so beautiful. I've only said excited once, and that was for Elusive, even though I'm not acting excited or seem excited at all. So far right now, that's probably the one I would pick just because I actually said the word excited about it, but we still have a little bit more to go. So yeah, but I do still have The Grace Year.
Okay, this next one, I do want to read it. It sounds fun. It sounds cute. I love the cover. It was definitely just kind of like an impulse buy thing. And I think it was $2. Like, come on. So I picked up The People We Hate at the Wedding. This is by Grant Ginder.
I read that book. It was fine. It wasn't great. I might have given it 3 stars, maybe. It was fine. Yeah. I didn't end up keeping it. I loved the cover of that book. Like, it's a beautiful book, but yeah, it was just all right.
And the last one that I picked up is Blood for Blood. This is by Ryan Groudon. This is the sequel to Wolf for Wolf, which I have up here on my shelves. And I haven't read that yet, but this is a historical fiction, another World War II, another one that features Hitler. And I think this is more of a fantasy. This takes a fantastical element to it as well. But there's only 2 books, so it's a duology. And let me tell you, when I picked this up out of the box, I went, oh my gosh, it's huge. The first one is not this big. So I was really surprised at how big the sequel is. But yeah, I love chunky books, so I'm okay with that. But yeah, this will be the sequel to that. And it does involve Hitler. And I believe it involves a girl who is trying to win a motorcycle competition in order to meet him.
Okay. I have not read the first one yet, so I can't read that one because I haven't read the first one yet still. They are both still sitting in the same spot on my shelves. So yeah. And that was the last one. So I guess I'll pick Elusive because that's the only one that I actually even said the word excited. I did not look excited, guys, at all. And I mean, I can't change that, I guess. But I'm like, oh man, Sarah, lighten up. Okay, so I will pick Elusive. Let me go grab it. It's downstairs. Okay, so Elusive by Emily Lloyd Jones. And then, yes, there is a sequel called Deceptive. I believe this is more of a sci-fi, which actually kind of works out perfectly because I want to read more sci-fi this year. So I could definitely see what this is all about. But I definitely want to read more by this author. So this is a great option, definitely. So, all right, we are going to read this one for our next round. I do believe it's a sci-fi book. So, all right, this is the next one. I will aim to read this a little bit more quickly. And yeah, because I took way too long to read Crescent City. I really did. So I don't want to wait too long in between videos. So yeah, I'm going to put this on my immediate TBR, see what I can do about getting it read here soon, and then let you know what I think. But this will be the next one. Okay, that's going to be it for me today. Let me know your thoughts. Sorry, my original video was pretty like, but what can you do? All right, I will talk to you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.